and welcome back to RC Fun and Games. I am Ryan, and today we are back to continue the upgrade series on the Ford F-150 Trx4m High Trail. And in this video we're going to be throwing in the 370 motor transmission combo from Injora. It's been a really cool setup in the other trucks I've used it, so I'm going for it again in this truck. Of course, I might as well throw on some hardened drive shafts since I've got the transmission out. And of course, I've picked up an MB100 as well to upgrade the electronics because the original electronics won't be able to run that 370 motor. So let's get this body off, let's get stuck in fitting these upgrades. And let's start by getting our battery out. So let's start by removing our battery tray. Now, let's get our transmission out. So now our transmission should come out quite easily. And we're not going to be reusing any of this, so we don't have to look at it twice. Now we might as well move on to the drive shafts and remove them as well. And just want to show on the original drive shafts, look how the rubber is already all perished and cracked, which I find amazing because this car is pretty new, but look, it was gonna give way any day. So yeah, one of the reasons to upgrade your drive shafts. Now that we've got that out, we might as well remove our electronics as well. So let's get those two screws out. Okay, so there we are. Might as well save that for another car or for a project. Okay, now that we've got all that out, let's get this transmission open. Okay. There we are. Okay, having a closer look at this transmission, you can see it has got a really nice finish off. It's a solid unit, and of course by purchasing the whole combo, you already have bearings in here, you already have everything, but I always recommend opening it up and checking for grease. So let's quickly open it up and apply grease if needed. Okay, so now that we've got the part, you can tell that it has got grease in there, but it could definitely do with a bit more. Especially these two cogs on this side are pretty dry. They've got a very thin line of grease. So I'm going to go and get my grease, and I'm going to be putting a little bit more in there before I close it back up. And the grease I'm going to be using in this transmission is a high temperature graphite grease from Castrol. You can also use a waterproof grease. You can use lots of different types of grease, but this, in my opinion, stays on the teeth better than most, and it also really reduces the sound overall on the rig. So it's my go-to grease. Now I'm only going to apply a thin layer across the teeth. Once again, I'm not going to overpack it because that just starts causing problems in the future. If you were going to make this a waterproof car, then yes, you can pack it with a lot more grease. I am only going to put a thin layer across the teeth just to help keep everything silent and lubricated. Now let's start putting them back in. And Throw the last one in. There we are. Okay, and now we can throw back our cover. There's 3 shorter screws. The one shorter screw goes there. The longer screws go on the top side. Okay, so now let's grab our drive shafts. Let's get them fitted as well. Now we just have to drop it into place. There you are. The transmission does provide the 4 screws needed, so let's get those out. Okay, now we're going to fit our drive shaft. Just make sure we keep them in phase, which means the lugs have to match up. So you can see that lug up there, and this one's got to match up identically. If not, you are going to have a very uneven ride. So that's it. They match up. Okay, now that we've got our front drive connected and in phase, we can just throw our screw in. And of course, once again with the rear, the same thing, make sure it's in phase. So as you can see, we line up our lugs. Yep, in phase. And now all we got to do is get it on, yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we've got the motor and the drive shafts in, we can move on to fitting the MB100. Okay, so let's get the MB100 out, which should have been an MB80 because that's what I placed an order for, but the MB80 is supposed to have a red plug, so I'll have to talk to them about this because something is not right. We are going to need the cable to run the original battery. Might as well throw some Velcro on the bottom of the electronics quickly. Okay. You will also need this cable to run to the receiver, so make sure you plug that in. Okay, the motor cable can come loose. Okay. So now we've got it to this stage where we can put our battery tray back. Okay, so I managed to fit all the upgrades that I wanted to in this video. I'm not going to be doing any testing yet as I still want to fit a receiver and transmitter combo, but I'm keeping that for the next upgrade series on the Ford F-150. So for now, I am done with this video and I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And until the next one, happy trails everyone!